Background and research question. Praise for rapidly growing firms, the gazelles as they are sometimes called, is common in media and also in political rhetoric. These fast-growing firms, we are told, create the bulk of new jobs and new wealth, and are therefore the heroes of the economy. And surely, sometimes they are. Several academic theories also portray firm growth as a good thing. Economies of scale, experience effects, and first-mover advantages are all assumed to benefit those firms that grow larger or more quickly than their competitors. More recently, phenomena like eBay and Facebook are clear examples of what economists refer to as network externalities. That the value of a product or service dramatically increases with the number of users. But is growth universally a good thing for firms? On the flip side, we also hear horror stories about firms that grew too quickly to their own death by losing financial control and/or growth creating internal organisational turmoil. Indeed, many important lessons were learned in the dot-com bubble. And let's face it, to achieve rapid volume growth, all you need to do is to sell very cheaply, and for sure, customers will love you, grow in numbers and buy more. But financially, it would be sheer disaster if you don't cover your costs. So when we are assessing the value of growth, we also need to consider how sustainable it is, and what are its likely effects on profitability. This is what we tried to determine in our research. We posed the question, which firms are more likely to be able to achieve both high growth and high profitability? Do firms become more profitable as a result of their growth? Or is it the small but profitable firms that tend to scale up their businesses while maintaining their high profitability? How we investigated this. To investigate this question, we used two large multi-year data sets. First, the Business Longitudinal Survey from the Australian Bureau of Statistics provided data on some 3,500 small and medium enterprises, SMEs. A similar data set from Statistics Sweden provided information on another 2,500 Swedish SMEs. We divided firms into those performing below or above the average of their industry in terms of growth and profitability. This gave us 4 categories of firm. Those low on both growth and profitability we labelled poor, while those high on both growth and profitability we called the stars. Those with high profitability but low growth were classified as profit, and finally those firms with high growth but low profit were labelled as growth. In order not to make small changes weigh too heavily in the results, we also created a middle category. We then analysed how firms change category over time, particularly which firms become stars. What we found. The results were very clear. Star firms are much more likely to originate from the profit category than the growth category. In fact, instead of becoming stars, a disturbing number of the growth firms ended up in the poor category. That is, ending with both substandard growth and profitability. By contrast, relatively few of the profit firms ended up in the poor category. Hence, our results were very clear. In general, SMEs do not grow profitable. The vast majority of those who try to build profitability through growth can neither sustain their growth nor reach high profitability. Rather, it is the firms who have already shown an ability to achieve high profitability at a smaller scale that later embark on a trajectory of growth while sustaining their relatively high level of profitability. These results hold up independently for Australian and Swedish firms, as well as in a number of breakdown analyses by industry and size classes. We interpret this as suggesting that sound growth usually starts with a sound level of profitability. In all, our research is in line with Clay Christensen's motto, be patient for growth, but be impatient for profits. High profitability, in turn, is likely to be based on some unique advantage that appeals to a sufficiently large number of customers. That is what firms should focus on in the first place, developing an attractive market offer that allows them to be profitable. Once this is achieved, the firm can undertake sound growth. This growth can be financed to a large extent by the firm's retained earnings from its earlier profitable performance, or possibly further boosted by external finance attracted from the firm's already strong results. In contrast, firms who are too eager to grow without something unique to offer the market will have to buy market share by lowering the selling price or spending more on marketing. Hence, this will lower rather than increase the firm's profits. Business and policy advice. While we concede that there may be situations when rapid growth is necessary for success, our results strongly suggest that this is not usually the case. Rather than focusing simply on encouraging firms to grow, policymakers and investors should put more emphasis on the development of a firm's unique strengths through which it can achieve above average profitability at a modest size. It is this that usually provides a sound foundation on which to build sustainable and profitable growth. We should encourage firm founders and owner-managers to initially focus on developing their specific and unique strategic advantages that can deliver high profitability. Supported by a sound underpinning of profitability, more business founders may be able to realise the full potential of their businesses by subsequently growing them larger.